It is the 23rd of February, number of the day. Of course, we are 2 days away from budget. So this is linked to the budget. It is taxing to live in South Africa. And the number of the day is 1 million, because we have a population of almost 1 million carrying most of the tax load, Aakash Bramdeo. Can you break that down? Because let's just put this into context. There are 61 million people in this country. 1 million are really carrying the tax burden.
Yeah, so population, as you point out, 60 million people. From there, not everybody obviously pays taxes, and
26 million registered.
Are registered, but from even that 26 million, not everyone pays taxes. But here's what's important. We have three main sources of tax income: personal taxes, corporate taxes, and VAT. And from a personal taxes perspective, you have less than 1 million people contributing 60% of personal taxes.
Wow. Then you have that higher bracket, right, where you're paying 45%. That is the top tax bracket.
Correct. Those people who are earning above 1.8 million
rand. Yeah, it started
at
1.5. Now you have to earn about 1.8 million rand. So they're carrying a bit of a load as well within the big load.
Absolutely. And the reason for this, Francis, is because two main factors. The first is our economy is simply not growing. And as a result, we haven't been able to increase the number of people who are working. I mean, we sit with an unemployment rate of more than 30% in this country. So the fewer people who are working translates into fewer taxpayers. The second problem is that skilled South Africans have been leaving the country. They've been finding work overseas. Elon Musk left many, many years ago, but he's the typical example of what I'm talking about. Recently, he estimated that over his lifetime, he would spend $500 million paying taxes. That translates into 8 trillion rand. And just to get an understanding, our total tax collected for the year that ahead is likely to be just over 2 trillion. So Elon Musk,
it's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing, right?
Yeah.
And those are the two main reasons. We simply do not have enough people working. And secondly, we lose a lot of South Africans who could be paying taxes.
All right. So, and many would say that South Africans are being overtaxed, right? I think it's hard for politicians to get around this situation. But amongst those people who are paying, amongst those million, many are paying for private education. Many are paying for private security. Many are paying for boreholes because the water infrastructure is not working. Some are paying for solar because the electricity infrastructure isn't working. So I was looking at comparable countries. I'll get the list. But Germany, top tax rate, 45%, free university, high quality infrastructure. Then you can look at education and health and things like that, right?
Well, I guess there's two ways of looking at this. The first is in South Africa, we have a progressive tax system, which means that the more you earn, the more you pay. And I guess we can justify this because historically, a lot of people, Black people in particular, didn't have the type of opportunities that were available to others. So this progressive tax system ensures that those who earn and who earn well pay more in taxes. But you're absolutely right. And if you look at security as a case in point, we give the police of our tax money in the current financial year, just over 130 billion rand goes to the South African police services. But for many people, in addition to that, you pay for a provincial police service, generally traffic. You pay at a city level for policing. You then pay in many suburbs a private company that's going to be looking after the security in your area. And the fifth layer, many complexes will have a security guard. So you look at the value that you get for your tax rand, and certainly not as good as you would in some of the other countries of the world.
All right. So let's basically wrap it up there. It's taxing to live in South Africa. Final quick question, because this relates to everybody in this country. We have to ask, is this sustainable? Because you have a small population carrying the load. Some of them are leaving and many are complaining.
It's simply not sustainable, which is why in the budget speech, irrespective of what the minister may talk about, how much money he's giving to different departments, the most important question that South Africans should be looking for answers to is very simply, what are we doing to boost economic growth? The projections for this year, slightly better than last year, but still under 2%. Nowhere near enough for us to create jobs and make a meaningful dent to unemployment. So when the minister delivers his budget speech, and the aim of the budget is not really to grow the economy, but be cognizant of what measures are being put in place to ensure that there is some greater level of economic growth.
All right, yeah, many economists saying let's widen the tax net. You need growth to widen the tax net. The number of the day, 1 million. That is almost the number of people paying 60% of all personal tax.